Because one of the things as well with your campaign on trust is that you backed Winston, and a lot of people don't trust Winston. And so does a little bit of that rub off on you for being there, of taking his word? Because as much as we can, as much as he can answer, I mean, there's no one better at answering a question. Like, I mean, you know, no one can tell you that the sky is green like Winston, and you'll walk out of it thinking that perhaps it is green.
Well, actually, I didn't back him. What I said was the fellow deserves a chance to put his case. You see, from the time the Serious Fraud Office announced they were going to investigate, the National Party was screaming that he should be sacked. Wouldn't I look an idiot today? The Serious Fraud Office found no case to answer. The Electoral Commission found no case to answer. The police found no case to answer. Where's this on the front pages?
But the Privileges Committee found there was a case.
I don't even take that seriously because it's so politicised. The National Party made up its mind on the case before the hearings even began. So did ACT. So I can't even take it seriously.
Let's talk a little bit about that nastiness we were talking about before. It's been revealed that Kees Kaiser is the guy who recorded the conversations at the National Cocktail Party. There was going to be another tape released last night on Thursday, but we now know that he received death threats to the point where he became so scared that he's not going to release that final tape. Now, taking aside that possibly, sure, if we look at conspiracy, maybe he didn't have another tape and he's using this to get more sympathy. But if we believe that he does have a tape, do you think that there is a real threat to somebody like that? Do you think that, you know, there is somebody prepared to do harm to somebody?
Well, my guess would be that the people who make those threats have not the slightest intention of carrying them out. You know, in my job, you get the odd communication to that effect as well. But it doesn't happen. But no one should feel intimidated like that in our society. And I think if he's had those threats, he should go immediately to the police, who will do their very best to trace the phone calls.
We've already talked about that. Now, there we go. It's just about Obama. Can you cut a deal with the Māori Party?
I'd be very confident of being able to negotiate support arrangements.
Tariana doesn't look like she wants to do a deal with you. I mean, Peter does, but Tariana doesn't.
Look, they're going to be guided by what they believe is best for their people, and their people are telling them what's best for them as a Labour-led government.
Do you think that they are overestimating the level of power they might have after this election?
Well, if you're kind of sitting there uncommitted either way, you're positioning to hold the balance of power. But you've got to be responsible with the balance of power, because at the end of the day, the Māori Party will get a very, very small percentage of the vote. The polls put it, somewhere between 2.5, something like that. So you're not going to get 100% of what you want with 2.5% of the vote.
Is there anything that you wish Labour had done differently in this campaign?
Well, I think we've really put our best foot forward in the campaign, and I'm not someone who ever looks back and has regrets. So what more could we have done? I'm hoping we've done enough.
There is a feeling out there in some circles that Labour's going to go. There's a you know, I quote John Armstrong in there who wrote, "It feels like it's all over Red Rover." The widespread feeling among those observing this election with no extra grind is that over the last week the election has slipped away from Labour. The pervading question is no longer whether Labour has any chance of winning. It is now the margin by which National will win. Is it all over, Red Rover?
No, I don't believe it is. You know, I went into the last election with polls telling me in the last week I was going to lose. TV1, 2 nights before the election, said National 45, Labour 39. What was the result? Labour 41. National 39.
But it's
so
dangerous,
I don't
isn't
believe
it? Is it dangerous for a campaign if this kind of feeling starts to generate that it is over, that it's gone?
Know, the first 2 weeks, John Armstrong said Labour won. Then the third week, they were always going to balance up and say National won. Now, actually, we've held back a lot of our shots till the last week. I've had my major television interviews running right through Sunday. I think the debate went pretty well for me last night. We've got a lot of newspaper advertising, a lot of TV advertising the last week, and we're out there mobilising the heartland. We will have a very, very big operation on election day to turn out vote. And all I'll say is it ain't over till the fat lady sings.
I know it's your policy and it's the policy of every minister to be very strong on we're winning, so I don't want to talk about it if we don't. But I'm wondering if it happened that National came in, would you stick around and come back in 3 years against them?
I don't even contemplate that scenario.
I only
ever talk about Plan A.
But is there, because I just think that there must be some, even if you did lose, there would be some joy in being on those crossbenches and finally getting to attack them on every single thing.
There's no joy on being on crossbenches.
There's no joy on being on
That's
the
why you can only have plan A.
No joy. Everybody here who's Labour saying no joy. But finally, before we go, we are running out of time. Do you have any pre-election rituals or superstitions or things like that you go through as we near this time?
Well, the pre-election ritual is Friday night to go down Ponsonby Road.
Really?
Have a meal, go down, see the punters. Mind you, it's not quite the lively place it used to be. The area's changed. It's less bohemian, less arts and culture. Poor people have been moving further.
Don't catch any old
west.
TV employees living in Ponsonby anymore. It used to be filled with them. Now they're all living in Greyland and Kingsland.
Yeah. So, no, that always do that. And then on Saturday morning, you go down and cast your vote, and the media are all going, snip, snap. Cameras are rolling, and they'll run the footage later in the day on the 6 o'clock news. But those are the rituals.
With the hours counting down to election day, what final thing would you like to say to New Zealanders who are watching?
What I'd say is I think incredible things have happened in the last 9 years, which have only happened because New Zealand's had a Labour government. Those things are very easily taken away. You have to think very carefully who you trust, the future of your family, your public services, your economy, your country with. Do you trust the people who've always been straight with you, told you what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, how they're going to pay for it, and they've done it, or you're going to gamble with the future? And I say that now, more than ever, in the middle of an international financial crisis, you need the strong and proven people, not a leap into the unknown.
Prime Minister Helen Clark, thank you very much for coming on Let's Be Frank. And from everybody here at Alt TV, we wish you the best of luck for Saturday. And thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks.